suddenly by violence. By Carter Brown, 1959. Chapter 1. I said she had one foot out of the tub and was bent forward from the waist, reaching for a towel. I closed the bathroom door behind me, leaned against it, and watched her admiringly. A petite brunette who straightened up slowly, her dark eyes more surprised than scared. She had a very beautiful body. Her breasts were small and firm. Try like hell, I couldn't escape that original comparison to little apples. Her hips were sleek and satin smooth, her legs slender, tapering to delicate ankles and tiny feet. "Who are you?" she asked tightly. "Boyd is the name," I told her. "You can call me Danny. And you're Susie Lakeman. What do you want?" "You." She stepped out of the tub in a swift movement and grabbed the oversized towel from the chair, then wrapped it around herself swiftly. Too late. I realized I should have moved that towel out of her reach when I first got into the room. But you can't be enterprising all the time, even if you do call yourself Boyd Enterprises. Susie Lakeman's dark eyes smoldered for a moment as she glared at me. "Who are you working for?" she demanded. "Your father," I said. "Who else? What does he want you to do with me?" "Return you to his ever-loving arms." I grinned. "That's a story. Anyway, how did you find me?" "That's a long and routine story," I said. "You want to get dressed before we go? Throw on another towel or something maybe?" Her eyes were calculating for a moment. Then she smiled, playing it cool. "Does money interest you, Mr. Boyd?" The tone of voice was a shade too casual. "What else?" I said truthfully. "I'll pay twice whatever my father's paying you," she said eagerly. "All you have to do is walk out of here and forget you ever saw Met." "How could I ever do that?" I asked her. "The picture of you stepping out of your tub is going to haunt my dreams for all time." "I'm serious." "So am I assured her. "Besides, if I don't hand you back to your old man, he'll likely call me a no-good bum right out loud, and people will listen. It wouldn't be good for business, especially my kind of business." Lakeman's daughter looked at me clinically, her eyes calculating again and coming up with a different addition. The oversized towel slipped slowly from her shoulders, and she made no attempt to catch it until it reached her waist. "Are you sure we can't make some kind of deal, Mr. Boyd?" she asked gently. "You tempt me, honey," I admitted, "but no deal." "All right," she said sourly. "I'll get dressed." I opened the bathroom door for her and tagged along behind out into the living room, into the bedroom. "How did you manage to sneak into the apartment in the first place?" she asked, patting herself dry with a caressing gentleness. "Kid stuff," I said, "strictly from comic strip." I lifted the 6x3-inch strip of celluloid out of my coat pocket and showed it to her. "Great gadget. It laughs at locks." Susie's lips twisted downward. "What do you do when you're not chasing me? Run a hot dog stand and sell goofballs on the side?" "Not on the side, right in the middle of the hot dog," I told her. "You must be dry by now. When do you get around to putting on some clothes?" "When you get out of here." I shook my head firmly. "No dice, sugar. I don't figure to wait in the living room while you go out the window and down the fire escape. You put on your clothes with me here, or you go home wearing a bath towel. It cuts no ice with me, either way." She shrugged her shoulders resignedly, then turned her back. The towel dropped to the floor, and I watched with a hell of a lot more than academic interest while she got dressed. Finally, she zipped up her skirt, which was a black-on-white printed shantung, then buttoned a black shantung blouse, but not the top two buttons. A wide leather belt gave emphasis to the tiny waist. She flicked a comb through her hair, used powder and lipstick, then turned to face me again. "Did you get your kicks, Mr. Boyd?" she asked coldly. "Or you want me to start over in the tub again?" "You're good, honey," I said, "but not that good. Let's go have a joyful reunion with your lonely old man. Maybe he'll even kill a pheasant for you. Under glass, of course." "I have to get my things together first," she said. "You mean you unpacked already? You've only been here 3 hours at the most. You know everything, don't you?" She gritted her teeth angrily. I unpacked. I had damn little else to do. She opened the closet, took out a battered suitcase, and tossed it on the bed. Then she started ramming clothes into it carelessly. There was a second closet on the far side of the room. Once in a long time I do a good deed, like shooting an old lady nobody wants anymore. So I headed toward the other closet, figuring I could help with the packing. "Don't bother," she said just before I'd reached it. I didn't have many clothes with me. They all went into the one closet. I turned and came back, lit a cigarette, and sat on the bed while I watched her toss delicate underwear into the suitcase with a brutal disregard for the fragile qualities of nylon and lace. "What made you run away from home?" I asked her. "You just had to see the big wide world all for yourself?" "You wouldn't understand," she said tonelessly. "Try me," I suggested. "I'm a sympathetic character at heart. You'd be surprised. I wrote an agony column once, but the editor fired me after he found out I was telling all the girls to go right ahead anyway." Susie yawned. "I'll have a cigarette." I gave her the one I just lit and lit another for myself. "Thanks," she said briefly. "I figured it was a man, some earthy character," I said conversationally. "But there's just you here. I told you before you wouldn't understand." "Try me," I said again. "I have the IQ rating of a top-notch moron." "That I'll believe," she said shortly. She inhaled deeply on the cigarette, then looked at me doubtfully. "You know who my father is?" "I should," I said. "He hired me. Conrad Lakeman, a big wheel who looks like he's retired from big wheeling right now. You know what he is? A millionaire, or so close